जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is the 10th of January 2026, and it is Madhav Masa or Magha Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Saptami Tithi. There are no Vaishnava events in the calendar. So we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Garbhodakasai Vishnu speaking to Lord Brahma, and then just in order to remove all his dejection and the impurities from his heart and insecurity from his heart, Lord is speaking that, oh Brahma, you engage yourself again in the devotional service, and with the transcendent, situating yourself in the transcendental knowledge. And when you meditate upon me and taking my shelter, then within that meditation, you would see all the planetary systems within your heart very clearly. So likewise, Lord is mentioning to Brahma, and also in such a way, you would see yourself and all the living entities situated within me, and myself is situated within your heart. Likewise, Lord is speaking, Bhuyistum tapatishta vidhyam chaiva madashrayam tabyam antashvati brahman lokan drakshasi apavrutan lokan drakshasi apavrutan. You would see everything very clearly. Tabyam antarhridi, in your heart, you would see everything. And then that how does that meditation should be? Tata atmani loke cha bhakti-yuktah samahitah. That meditation should be in the form of bhakti-yuktah samahitah. Drashtasi mam tatam brahman mai lokan tvamatmanah. So you engage yourself in the bhakti-yuktah samahitah. So one should engage that meditation itself in the bhakti yuktaha samahita. It is not that meditating on some impersonal thing. And when I went to the Prayagraj, so there I have met one Mataji, Priya Mataji, who has she was very keen to know on the devotional service, but at the same time, Mataji wanted to do meditation, dhyana. So, but here, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu is mentioning to Brahma that how does your meditation should be is bhakti yuktaha samahitaha. Bhakti, it is not simply a meditation, but it ends with uh, the action. So you have got knowledge, you have got the knowledge what to do, and you have got the senses, you got the knowledge. Then what you need to do? There is a action. So that action needs to be the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. तथा आत्मनि लोके च भक्तियुक्तः समाहितः द्रष्टासि मां ततं ब्रह्मन् मयि लोकं त्वमात्मनः. Okay, Lord is saying to Brahma like that. And then after saying that, and again he mentions in a philosophical way, O Brahma, in order to remove the impurities from Brahma's heart, he says that I am all pervading. I am all pervading. I am existing in the heart of all the living entities. Just like a fire exists in the wood, likewise, I exist in all the living entities. When you got to that philosophy, when you got to that understanding, then this illusion cannot stay within your heart. Likewise, Lord is saying to Brahma, We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 9, verse number 32. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुषु अग्निमिव स्थितं प्रत्यक्षीत मां लोको जह्यात् तर्हि एव कश्मलम्. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु, and when to, but sarvabhuteshu, in the all the living entities, sarvabhuteshu, in all living entities, yada tu sarvabhuteshu darushu agnimiva sthitam. And giving the analogy here, yada tu sarvabhuteshu, and then analogy, and then further Lord is mentioning how he stays within the heart of the living entities. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुषु अग्निम इव स्थितम्. Darush is in the wood, Agni the fire. Eva just like that, situated in the wood, already there is a fire. In a similar way, the Lord is in the heart of all living entities. Yada tu sarvabhuteshu pratichakshita mam loko. Pratichakshita. You shall see, you shall see me, pratichakshita mam loko, and the universe. Then Jahyat Tarhi Eva Kashmalam, and then give up. You would give up this illusion. Jahyat Tarhi Eva Kashmalam. Then at once, certainly, Kashmalam, illusion. You will be able to give up all kinds of illusions. Likewise, Lord is saying, Yadatu Sarvabhuteshu Darshu Agnimyositam Pratyakshita Mam Loko Jahyat Tarhi Eva Kashmalam. Okay, translation. You will see me in all living entities as well as all over the universe. Just as fire is situated in wood, only in that state of transcendental vision, you will be able to be free from all kinds of illusion. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Sanchita Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Brahma prayed that he might not forget his eternal relationship with the Lord during the course of his material activities. In answer to that prayer, the Lord said that he should not think of existing without a relationship with his omnipotency. The example is given of the fire in the wood. The fire kindled in the wood is always the same, although the wood may be of different types. Similarly, the bodies within the material creation may be specifically different according to shape and quality, but the spirit soul within them are not different from one another. The quality of fire, the warmth is the same everywhere. But the spiritual spark or part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit is the same in every living being. Thus, the potency of the Lord is distributed all over His creation. This transcendental knowledge alone can save one from the contamination of material illusion. Since the Lord's potency is distributed everywhere, a pure soul or a devotee of the Lord can see everything in relationship with the Lord, and therefore he has no affection for the outer coverings. That pure spiritual conception makes him immune to all contaminations of material association. The pure devotee never forgets the touch of the Lord in all circumstances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here, Brahma prayed that he might not forget his eternal relationship with the Lord during the course of his material activities. So this is what Brahma's request, and also we always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. This is also our policy. So I think all our devotees Chaitanya in Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. So just we always everything keeping Krishna in the center. And here Brahma is also praying that one from who is the head of our Sampradaya. Brahma prayed that he might not forget his eternal relationship with the Lord during the course of material activities, because that is Tarati Ayatnena Drusjayam Tamaha. Just by remembering the Lord, one can cross this material sense very easily. Tarati Drusjayam Tarati Ayatnena. Ayatnena means not without practically struggling with. Tarati Ayatnena. Yatnena is the by his personal endeavor. Ayatnena means without personal endeavor. Remember, just by remembering the Lord, one would cross this material sense very easily. In a blink of time, the time will pass by. And the time it works on the bodies. Bodies, once it was young, and later on it is youth, and later on it will be uh, getting older, and then big, and then old, and then it will decay, and then it fall. But we would witness everything what is happening to the body. Once upon a time, this body was so beautiful. Now it is no more beautiful. Again, it is going to give so much of odor, smells, and unless it is maintained properly, it may come for a few more days, but it will ultimately fall down. These are all kinds of, Maitreya Muni gives the analogy that even the moon is situated in the sky and the reflection is in the water, and so many waves are going on the water. But waves are on the water, but not that does not affect the moon. Similarly, the soul cannot be affected by the time and also the material pains and pleasures. It is always kutastam. It is not. Uh, it cannot be changed its position, constitutional position of a soul. But soul is witnessing what is happening to the body. Okay, so that is when we have got such kind of understanding and remembering the Lord and fixing ourselves, keeping in that position, transcendental position to the Lord. Lord is fixed and He is a Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam, and Lord is Nitya and we are also Nitya, and but He is eternal. When that relationship is established and all these material things, it doesn't affect us. That is eternal relationship. Okay, so in answer to that prayer, Lord said that he should not think of existing without relationship with its omnipotency. Okay, this is again one of the second Chatashloki Bhagavata. तृतीयार्धम यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तद विद्याद आत्मनो मायम यथा भासो यथा तमः. And whatever is appearing that which is not connected to Krishna, that is illusory energy of the Lord. That is illusory energy of the Lord. But everything is in connection to the Supreme Lord only. But it appears that, oh, some part of this world, they do not remember Krishna, something like that. And some part of his world is a desert, and some people are suffering, and some people are enjoying. This is illusory things. But everything is connected to Krishna. The Lord says to Brahma in the Chatashloki Bhagavata, Rutyardham yat pratiyeta, na pratiyeta chapmani, yad vidhat atmano mayam, yata bhaso yata tamaha. Okay, so, and here, Lord said he should not think of existing without relationship with his omnipotency. And the example is given of the fire in wood. The fire kindled in wood is always the same. Although the wood may be of different types, similarly, the bodies within the material creation may be specifically different according to the shape and quality, but spirit souls within them are not different from one another. So here, this is one beautiful example. Uh, some practical example. When we cook some food and then we offer it to the Lord, sometimes we offer it in the gold plate, sometimes silver plate, but sometimes a steel plate, and sometimes aluminum plate, but sometimes, and then bringing, I wanted to offer in so many things, but it is the same thing. The food is the same. The substance is not changed. Only the coverings or the plates are being changed. Okay. But it is, um, some people will buy so many of the utensils in the home. It looks funny, but whatever the food is, it does not change, and it does not give much satisfaction also to the tummy. It is same food. So, but here, even the wood is in different kinds of shapes. The fire is the same. The fire is the so, and then warmth, and then light, whatever comes from. This is again yata ulmukat vispulingat dhumat api susambhavat api atmatven abhimatat yata agnehe pruthak. Kapil Bhagwan describes again. Yata whenever the fire comes from the wood, there is the wood is there, the smoke is there, fire sparks are there, blazing is there. But these are all external things, different kinds, different features of the fire. But what is the main substance? It is the fire is the main substance. Yata ulmukat vispulingat domadva api swasambhavat api atmatvena abhimatat yatagnihi pradhagulmukat. This is the agnihi. Agni is the fire is the main substance, but everything else or its different kinds of features. And because the soul is present in the body and it's what are its symptoms? Consciousness is the it is full conscious. Krishna is supremely conscious. He is complete pure spirit. Krishna body is pure spirit. And we are also pure spirit, but we are covered. We are one of the energy of the Krishna. We are covered at the moment by the matter. But Krishna cannot be covered by the matter. And now this the spirit soul, it is having settled body on top of that gross body. And this whenever the qualities are Chaturdha Lakshite Bheda, there are four qualities for the spirit soul. One is the Antahkaranas. They are called Manobuddhi Chittamiti Antaratmakam Chaturdha Lakshite Bhedo Vritya Lakshana Rupaya. Vritya Lakshana Rupaya. By its function, Vritya Lakshana Rupaya, those symptoms are exhibited. And what is the presence of the soul? Is the consciousness is the main thing. Second one is the mind, intelligence, and ego. These are the four features would be exhibited with the presence of a soul. This is the Chaturdha Lakshade Bhedo Vritya Lakshana Rupaya, different kinds of symptoms. And because Krishna is present in this universe, all these things, this universe is consciousness, because there are so many things are moving, everything is moving because of the presence of the Lord, consciousness. Okay, so that is the main thing. Okay, but here, whatever is existing in this universe, different spirit souls, uh, they are having a different bodies. Bodies within the material creation may be specifically different according to shape and quality, but the spirit souls within them are not different from another. They are of the same quality. Brahma means it is same Brahma. Either it is a cat or dog. The uh, the soul is the same, but consciousness it will be different from one soul to another soul. A human consciousness is different from the dog consciousness. It is mainly based on when our these symptoms are purified. If they are acting on the divine level or transcendental level, then that does not come back to the material pool anymore. But as long as it stays with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, When the spark goes far away from the fire, it will turn into the ashes. But as long as it is in the fire, it is always blazing, acting like a fire. Okay, so that is the spiritual spark or part and parcel of the supreme spark. The quality of the fire warmth is the same everywhere, and the spiritual spark or part and parcel of the supreme spirit is the same in every living being. Thus, the potency of the Lord is distributed all over his creation. And then for that, this transcendental knowledge alone can save one from contamination of material illusion. So why we are getting this transcendental knowledge means we should not be worried about anything in this material world. Whatever is happening, we should not be worried. But though temporary, it appears that sometimes family and relations, and then the work and so many of the survival, it appears sometimes it is challenging, but it would not last for longer. But keep ourselves steady and focus on the duty what is needed. But the transcendental knowledge, it will free oneself from the all kinds of illusions, material illusions. Simply carry out as a matter of duty, as a father, as a mother, as a husband, as a wife, as a looking after the home, as a matter of duty. It is a required, but no need to lament for anything, but we need to carry out. Lamentation, it will bring one person's energy down. Enthusiasm, it will bring the enthusiasm to down. There is no meaning for lamentation. Sometimes it happens, but we should not keep it for longer. When we have got the transcendental knowledge, that can be easily resolved. We can stop that lamentation with the transcendental knowledge. That is what contamination. This is shoka moha bhaya. Shoka moha bhaya. These are the, when we hear this Krishna Katha, automatically there is no place for them. Yashyam Vaishruhimayanam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsaha Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. They will be completely relieved who has got this knowledge. Okay, and since the Lord's potency is distributed everywhere, a pure soul or devotee of the Lord can see everything in relationship with the Lord, and therefore he has no affection for the outer coverings. He has no affection for the outer coverings. And then further, the pure spiritual conception makes him immune to all contamination of material association. So this is immune to all contamination. The spiritual conception makes him immune to all contamination of material association. Sometimes we come across this one, the problems will come in our way that it is very difficult even to breathe. Why all problems coming at once? It is very difficult. All problems will come at once. It is not only for one person, it happens for every person. But dimensions are there. And that dimensions, when we are going through, be fixed. Okay, this is not permanent. This is not permanent. Krishna is with me. Krishna is with me. And spiritual master is always with me. I have got his instructions. Just be focused. Tam Tyaksha Bharata. Tolerate for some time. It is not permanent. You would see the light at the end. And then these problems will come and go. They are the different waves. But keep carrying on your duty. And then the pure devotee never forgets the touch of the Lord in all circumstances. This is Tasyapavargya Saranam Tavapadamulam Vismarite Krutavida Katamata Bhando. Again, one of the statements of Dhruv Maharaj. Tasyapavargyam Tasyapavargya Saranam Tavapadamulam. Who has taken the shelter of your lotus feet, my dear Lord? Vismarite Krutavida Katamata Bhando. How can they would forget you? So they, in all times and circumstances, the devotee would never ever forget the Lord and the relationship. This is, first of all, he needs to establish that relationship. Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. He would benefit at the end. Some devotees, they stay in the dhamas, and then always they morning and evening go to the temples and do see the Lord, take darshan and do some service. Some people may be thinking, why these people are not working, always staying there, what do they enjoy? But actually those people do not know. But here they are not in material touch. They're always with a spiritual type. If they go into the material world, they know what happens. It will bind them. He has to work, but that is how, if he is attracted, initially it will be pleasing, but later on, uh, atagre amruto, in the beginning, it will be like a nectar, but later on, pariname visham. In due course of time, it will turn into the poison. So that's why it is always staying with the Supreme Lord, then it will protect one from all kinds of contamination of the material association. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is describing here, and this is Brahma asked previously, Tasmin Smoikramidam Sujitopi Cheto Yunjita Karma Shamalam Cha Yada Vijihyam. Karma Shamalam Cha Yada Vijihyam. Oh, my dear Lord, when I am engaging myself in the creation, I may come across so many material things. So come, please kindly show your mercy on me so that I would not be contaminated. Karma Shamalam Cha Yada Vijihyam. And for that question, Lord is answering here. Jahya Tarheva Kashmalam, when you have situated in this one, Yadatu Sarabhuteshu, Darshu Agnimevasitam, Pratyakshitamam Loko, Jahya Tarheva Kashmalam. Okay, then you would be free from all kinds of illusion. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So, but devotees who I think this is second time we are discussing this same chapter. You might, your mind may be thinking of it again, recalling these words and the sentences. That is very beautiful. Okay, 2 years ago we did the same chapter. Okay, so can I request dear devotees, kindly recite behind me line by line, and then later on you take the turns. Yada tu sarva bhuteshu
यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु
darushu agnimavasthitam
दारुष्वग्निवस्थितं
pratichakshitamam loko
प्रतीच्यमां लोको
जह्यात्तर्ह्येव कश्मलम्.
ययातहि एव
एव कश्मलम्
Again. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु
यदा सर्वभूतेषु
दारुषु अग्निमिव स्थितम्
दारुषु अग्निम् इव स्थितम्
प्रतिचक्षीत मां लोको
प्रतीक्षितां लोको
जह्यात्तर्ह्येव कश्मलम्.
जह्यात्तर्हि एव कश्मलम्
Once more. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु
यदा
तु सर्वभूतेषु
दारुषु अग्निमिव स्थितम्
दारुषु अग्निम् इव स्थितम्
प्रतिचक्षीत मां लोको
प्रतिचक्षितमां लोको
जह्यात्तर्ह्येव कश्मलम्.
जह्यात्तर्हि एव कश्मलम्.
Very nice. Okay, can I request devotees kindly take a turn to recite? Usha Mataji, would you like to go first?
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुषु अग्निमिव स्थितं प्रत्यचक्षितं मां लोको जह्यातर्ह्येव कस्मलम्.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. Yada tu sarva bhuteshu दारुष्व अग्निम् इव स्थितं प्रतीक्षति क्षिता मां लोको जह्यात् तर्ह्य एव कश्मलम्. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण। यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुष्व अग्निम् इव स्थितं प्रतिचकित्स प्रतिचक्षित मां लोको जह्यात् तर्हि एव कश्मलम्। हरे कृष्ण।
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण यथा सर्वभूतेषु तारुषु अग्निम् इव स्थितं प्रतिसक्षीदमां लोको जह्यात् दर्हि एव कस्मलम्.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Manoj Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, would you like to try if you are available? Okay, that's fine. Okay. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुषु अग्निमेव स्थितं प्रत्यक्षित मां लोको जह्यात् तर्हि एव कश्मलम्. Okay. And can any devotees remember from the Bhagavad Gita equivalent one when Krishna is speaking about his Vibhuti Yoga to Arjuna in the 10th chapter? Can anyone recall any sloka about it? Which comes the similar kind of meaning? Aham Atma Gudakesha. Can anyone remember that one? Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutasai Stitaha. Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha. Usha Mataji, would you like to go?
No, Prabhu, I just thinking to, but not hold the sloka. No, Prabhu.
So Krishna says, Aham Adishya Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Eva Cha. I am the beginning, I am the middle, I am the end.
Yes.
Aham Atma Gudakesha. Sarvabhuta se stitaha. So Krishna says that one. Want to do it, Mataji?
Don't remember, Prabhu. Ahamatma Gudakesha.
Sarvabhuta se stitaha.
Sarvabhutasa Sitam. No, Prabhu, don't remember.
You can go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutasa Stitaha. Aham Adischa Madhyamcha Bhutanamantam Eva Cha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, would you like to go?
I go after one more devotee.
Okay, Mataji. Jai Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna, I'll try. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Sthitaha Aham Adi Cha Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Anta Eva Cha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Sanchita Mataji, would you like to try?
Yes, Prabhu. अहम् आत्मा गुणाकेश सर्वभूतस्य स्थितः अहम् आदिश्च मध्यं च भूतानाम् अन्त एव च। हरे कृष्ण।
Very nice. Asha Mataji, please.
अहम् आत्मगुडाकेशा सर्वभूतेश स्थितः अहम् आदिश्च मध्यं च भूतानाम् अन्त एव च.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so that is Bhagavad Gita shloka. When Arjuna asked Krishna that, "O Krishna, O Param Brahma, Parandhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibham." So I wanted to know how you have expanded in this world. You have been saying that so many things. Then Krishna describes this Vibhuti Yoga, starting from this one. Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Sahistitaha Aham Adisha Madhyam Cha Bhutanam Antayevacha. That same statement, here Garbhodak Sai Vishnu speaks to Brahma. Yada tu sarva bhuteshu darushu agnimev प्रत्यक्षितमां लोको जह्यात्तर्ह्येव कश्मलम्. Okay, Jai Mataji.
Prabhuji, I don't know whether we have time now, but I did have a question about this one, the Srimad Bhagavatam shlok. But is there someone coming to give a talk now, or shall we discuss afterwards, or now? Or?
Okay, okay, yes, Mataji. So now we shall move to the next, the Prabhupada's letter, and then.
And we can come back to this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
If you want to question Mataji, ask Mataji.
So my question was, I'm really sorry, I didn't understand something. So here it says that the soul is same in everybody, and I must admit I didn't know that. I thought there is a difference, but I suppose the difference is in the consciousness. Is there a difference there, and between? And I know there's a difference in consciousness between animals and human beings, but so there would be a difference in consciousness from one person to another. Is that what makes them different? And their ego makes them different, and their intelligence. So those kind of things which has come with the matter makes them different?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So only those antahkaranas and then the external body are different, but the spirit soul is the same. So this is, but the spirit souls within them are not different from one another. They're all of the same.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
The same as Krishna's body, we are also similar to the Krishna's body, but we are prone to fall into this material world. We are one of the energies of the Lord. Vishnu Shakti hi paraprokta kshetrajna kyatata para avidya karma sanyaya tritiya Shakti rishyate. We are covered by this material energy of the Lord. Tritiya Shakti, marginal energy. Otherwise, spirit souls are the same, as similar to the Lord.
And so that our thinking is going to be different, isn't it, from one person to another? That comes under consciousness?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
When we become Krishna consciousness, that is transcendental, no more material. If I think that I'm a human, if cat thinks I'm a dog, if cat thinks I'm a cat and the dog thinks I'm a dog, and they will bark in the similar way. If we think in the I am Krishna's servant, then we act in the similar capacity. That is transcendental position. I'm a spirit soul, not this material body. Then it is described by Kapil Muni that these material bodies will be digested by the devotional service. Material bodies will be digested. This is described like, what is the analogy is given? Yakosham nigirna manalo yatha. Kosham is the subtle body. Subtle body is which is of the material consciousness, material mind, material intelligence, and ego, identifying oneself with the material things. That will be completely cleared out. When we become as a complete spirit soul, yadarahidamatmanam bhutendri gunasayaihi swarupena mayopetam pasyan swarajyam ruchyati. Swarupa, the swarupa will be completely spiritual form. That is servant of the Supreme Lord. That is the original form of the spirit soul. That will come in the next sloka. It will cover, the Lord is going to speak. Yada rahitam atmanam bhutendri gunasyehi. These indriyas, material indriyas, they will be both are made up of these material elements. They'll be freed up, completely goes out of the coverings of the spirit soul.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
All spiritual souls. This is Manobuddhyahankara chittimiti antaratmakam Chaturtha lakshite bhedo rucha lakshana rupaya. By their functions within this material world, that makes them differ from one person to other person. But from the soul level, they're all of the same ingredient. Okay, so we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's letter. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, today letter to Madhudvisha, February 15th, 1971. Location is Railway Circular Road, Gorakhpur. Jai Mataji, would you like to read this letter, Mataji?
Yes, just okay. My dear Madhuvisa Maharaj, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 8th February 1971 and have noted the contents carefully. I'm very glad to learn that there is good chance of presenting and preaching our cult in South India. So immediately I've sent you a telegram reading as follows. Arrange Madras program ready to join first week. March letter follows. And so you can arrange for Madras accordingly. The Sankirtan party here will be free by 28th February 1971, and it will not be difficult for them to reach by 1st March 1971. Provisionally, the Sankirtan party may remain there at least 1 week, but if there is good chance of preaching, they may continue to stay there more than 1 week. So far I'm concerned, I'm trying to avoid traveling as far as possible, but if need be, I may also go there for a few days. But that will be settled up when you are actually in Madras. Madras is a good field because these people understand English very easily, so you will have very good chance of preaching in English. Please offer my blessings to the others, hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any take a point, Mataji, here?
Yes, Prabhuji, I will try, but slightly was a bit distracted and not too sure of something. So here, Prabhupada is writing to Madhu Dvisa Maharaj and saying that South India preaching and presenting in South India would be good. Arrange that program immediately because there is a good chance, because people speak English very well there, you would be able to preach to them. So do that as a priority. And then he's talking about the Sankirtan party that, they will be moving from one city to another. So when they finish in February, then they will reach South India in March in about 2-3 days. And then they can stay there for a week. But obviously, if they're going to be doing preaching, and then they can stay longer. And there is no rush for them to come back, so they can stay a bit longer. And as far as he's concerned, obviously he's trying to minimize his traveling, going around, and he's relying on other people to do so. But if there is a need for him to come, then Prabhupada, he said he will come as well. But first go there, settle first in Madras, and the main thing is preaching and doing Sankirtan, which we have talked about previously in our letters as well. Is that my understanding, Prabhuji? Is that something arranged Madras program ready to join first week? Yeah, I think that's what it means, isn't it? That the Madras program will be ready to start first week in March. Is that correct, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. So, yeah, those events are past events, but it is the sense of takeaway is we need to preach at any point of time. That is our takeaway, Mataji. So, yes, you did very nicely, Mataji. Summarized everything. Thank you so much. Any other comments, dear devotees? So that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Okay, and from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got the Historica Foundation, the presentation by Chakrapani Das Prabhu at 8 o'clock, but our usual program starts at 7 o'clock. Prabhuji wanted to do it before some date, 15th of January. So he has got something. So Vipin Vihari Prabhuji requested us. So kindly make it this week. So that is the proposal. So it made us to replace our Chaitanya Charitamrita session. So in a short notice, we have to do that presentation, historical one. Okay, so that is upcoming event, and evening also again. Our Japa session starts at 6:30 p.m. But it is only half an hour. Okay, apart from that, coming to our updates and our Axbridge Sangha fundraise for different services and projects from the Bhaktivedanta Manad or Soho Temple or Goshala or Historica Foundation. Okay, so I request, we have got Saurav Prabhuji joined. Just giving a high level, just overarching position. So we are trying to fundraise around nearly between 3,000 to 4,000 pounds, so which would cover all the services throughout the year. This is for entire year, not it is only once. Devotees may share or contribute in a regular way without any difficulty. It is for the throughout the year. And also that is one thing, and number of services that is like first one is the Narsimha Chaturdasi Abhishek Gaurav Purnima, and then Vyasa Puja Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, and then altar, and then Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, and then Bari Place. Those are the 6 projects, and then Goshala plus Historica, totally 8, and then we have got Zoom subscription also coming. So for that one, it is mandatory. And then weather base also some we have been using every day to day. So that one also is one of our projects to contribute at least some. Okay, totally 10 of the services. Apart from that, we also have got outside other projects like Vrindavan Das Prabhuji is also carrying out some Jagannath Rath Yatra in India, and his authorities are also very they are determined in Drutavrata, and very severe austerities. So, like I have heard from Sanchita Mataji, and also I have met Vrindavan Das Prabhuji how austere he is. He's also carrying, he also needs some support, and there are many things as well. This is overarching position, and also looking at the funds allocation. Again, temples where many devotees are come, either pure devotees or neophytes or some patrons. They also contribute some of the more volumes to the temples. So just based on taking down the priorities, wherever it is needed, wherever it is lacking, based on that, we shall allocate. So this is the to share everyone's thoughts. Okay, platform. I request dear devotees. Can I request Sanchita Mataji to give like overall the thoughts, Mataji? So just for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll go for a other devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, it's a very nice arrangement that every year for Mahasangha we take this endeavor to serve Krishna in whichever form we do. That's really great, and from being going strength to strength. Like every year we're trying to increase. We started with Prabhupada's birth centenary year for his birthplace. That was big one we did, and then after that, outfits for the 50th year for Radha Gokulananda, and then different other projects we did. And this year, Bari Place is a good one we are doing. And I think you missed Prabhu with Prabhavati Mataji's for the Go Seva. That was another one which we pledged. So, yeah, I mean, my thoughts as I was sharing was like seeing the message in the group, which you must have already discussed. I was not there for a few sessions due to personal commitments and all. So on that, my thoughts are that, like, temples, as you mentioned, I also share the same thoughts. They get continuous service throughout the year, and there are many devotees who are like, there's always competitions, like, for deity outfits also. We saw that, there were people who want, I mean, they might not be devotees at straight, like initiated devotees, but patrons who get the chance of doing that. And similarly with all the abhisheks and flower offerings, the jewelry offerings, there's always competition, especially in manner that I've seen. I cannot speak of other temples. So we do get, so my thoughts were like we could do one of the abhisheks, like whether it's Gaur Purnima or Narasimha Chaturdashi, we can do one of them. And of course for Vyas Puja, Prabhupada's Vyas Puja, because we're always indebted and grateful to him for whatever we are doing, speaking and preaching, whatever we are doing, it's because of him. So that's because now we see it's like 2,000 pounds allocated. So I was suggesting if we could do one of the Abhisheks and one for Srila Prabhupada, then use rest of the funds in other projects, as like I was mentioning about Vrindavan Prabhu, like whatever he does, like so determined. And we all, when we think that here in this country, sometimes we get to attend more than one Rath Yatra. Sometimes there are so many Rath Yatras coming in different towns and cities. Locally also we get opportunity, and then London Rath Yatra we try to make it. But there are places in the country, especially in the States, where there are like not much, I mean, Hindi population is decreasing, and so much people, but the ones who are there, they haven't seen temples for years, like, because of the spread of non-Hindu population. You can understand what I mean. But in those areas, they desperately need temples, then, but they're not fortunate. So this one festival of Jagannath, when Lord himself comes out of his temple to give darshan to his devotees eagerly. So amidst all difficulties, if you see the videos, the roads are so narrow, I mean, so muddy road and all. They're also our Prabhu, Vrindavan Prabhu, he made his endeavors and going beyond. Like when we discuss, like me and Pallab Prabhu, like the thoughts he has got, and when we see him like materially, and when we hear his thoughts, it's like beyond our capacity to even think. So it's all because of his, we can only think that it's all because of his sadhana, his pure chanting, that he can go and think that way. Like he wants to, he was after land to do construct a temple, but he did not get his land, so he's using his own like personal place where where his sister lives and serves the Jagannath deities. He just wants to build a temple there. So he's like, that is of course a project, but of course for Jagannath Rath Yatra we were saying like if we could support. And I think, yeah, I'll stop there, and so that more devotees, they can get the chance to see Lord Jagannath. And like Saurabh Prabhu is here, so he can speak more on that. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for kindly sharing your thoughts on that. Okay, can I request Jai Mataji? 2 minutes, 2 to 3
Prabhuji,
minutes.
I don't know much about. Yes, I do know. I'm in full support of contributing to all these wonderful, amazing projects. Because sometimes we donate money randomly, haphazardly, here and there. But if there is a structure to it, then everybody knows that every month we have to give this much amount. So then that makes it a bit easier as well. So I'm all for it. I don't know much about too much about the other projects, but I have an idea, obviously. But and I'm in full support of Veda Base and Goshala. Historica, obviously, we'll find out a bit more. We also talked, I think, a few weeks ago about supporting for sponsoring Gita during Gita Jayanti as well. The amount is less for that, but however, we need, I don't know whether we need to factor that in as well, because we did talk about it, but whether we are going to agree to it, I don't know. But I think Debashis Prabhu also was saying that he would like. So yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm in full support and will be guided by you, Sanchita Mataji, Saurabh Prabhuji. Whatever you say, we will do. Well, at least I'll do. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, whatever, yeah, we can contribute to the towards the for the Krishna. So it's very good. And yes, whatever that Sanchita Mataji said, I agree. And we can give the support to our that whatever we're using Veda base, you said, then we can share it out and we can just contribute to myself the Lakshmi to serve the Krishna. Yeah. Thank you for the Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, you wanted to add anything?
No, Prabhu, but I'm happy to contribute for all these wonderful projects, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Saurabh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. Please accept my humble obeisance to all wishes of God. Amukha Prabhu, you've mentioned everything, and I think everyone's quite agreeing with going ahead with the services. So we just have to do it. Go ahead and do it. And if devotees have any questions, time to time. No.
So I have one question, Prabhuji. How are we going to?
Sorry, please say the name. Are you asking Amukha Prabhu or myself?
Either of you. Are we going to donate a fixed amount every month, or is it according to people's ability, or how is it going to be done?
So my discussion with Amukha Prabhu, may I answer?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, please.
So my discussion with Amukha Prabhu was around these different projects, and the numbers were drawn up just as the main guide was the fact that the Abhishek offerings are for 500 pounds. So when we looked at the three Abhisheks, they come up 500, 500, 500. So like that, it happened that all the others also we took it as 500. And we came up to that number of about 3,000 or slightly more. And when we divided that on an estimated number of 20 devotees, just estimating that it will be 20 devotees if we can gain the support of, then that if you divide 3,000 by 20, whatever that comes to, if that comes to 150, then that will be 150 pounds over 12 months. And if you divide 150 by 12 months, it comes to 12 pounds. So that is the way it was calculated. So that 12 pound 50 per month is based on this number of 3,000. So let's say if it was 3,500, including the other projects, or 4,000, then that goes up slightly. So whatever that number will be, if it's 15, 16 pounds, whatever that is. My thoughts around this is that is just based on these projects for this year that we're thinking. Devotees can donate more. Devotees can donate less, or devotees can donate only that amount. The choice is open, obviously. But this is a basic number we are agreeing, and definitely the answer is according to people's capacity. So that's what I would say if I answer the question.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And I think yesterday also there was Swarup Prabhuji, and we were talking that some of us have already donated towards Bari Place and towards the manor, because obviously the fundraising started a bit earlier for them. So how does that go with this? Do we still from January we still donate 1250 every month?
So don't. What I would suggest is let's not sort of hold on to that number of 1250, because it could be 15, 1450 or 15 something, because the numbers are slightly above 3000. So first of all, to answer that question, I would say if you have already donated for any of these purposes, don't feel compelled to donate again through the Sangha, so that it is comfortable for each devotee that way, whoever have already donated. If you wish to, then fine. But if you contribute towards that 15 pounds of whatever, or 1250, the money will just get allocated to each project. We may not achieve the target. We may not get 20 devotees. We may be able to get 30 devotees also. So if we don't achieve the target, then we just proportionately decrease the donations for the ones that don't have fixed numbers. So if we are sponsoring a Abhishek, we have to pay the 500 pounds. We can't do less. But other charities, we could drop the amount. We can't pay less for the Zoom, for example. But I think the Zoom should be kept out of charity fund, personally. That's not charity, I mean, it is, and it isn't, because we are just doing it for ourselves. Other members are waiting that charity as so there is no
if Zoom is reliant on people contributing, surely we should factor that in as well.
No, I understand, but that is, you are doing it for yourselves. We are doing it for ourselves. We are not giving it to anybody, so that is not the charity. So in line with this, I've spoken with Amuga Prabhu that we have a dedicated couple of members who look after the charity side for the Sangha now, because we are going to regularly do that. So they will guide you through, guide the group through what the sort of outlines are, so that we understand these kind of things. But this is a very initial conversation. So you're absolutely right. Zoom is an expense, and that expense has to be met and preferably contributed by everyone. But so the people who manage the charity in a way, or coordinate the charity in a way, they can sort of outline those things. But I think it may be a little bit confusing if it's in charity fund, because people who are not coming for Zoom meetings at all, they might want to donate, and we can't say we are paying your money for our Zoom meetings. So I'm factoring those kind of things in, basically.
Thank you. I understand. Thank you.
And good question. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Go on, Prabhu.
Yeah, and I would personally be very keen if someone who's experienced with previous fundraisers in this Sangha. Anyone can participate, of course, but I think what we have essentially suggested to Amoga Prabhu is that we have a panel of 2 or 3 people who can look into the coordinate the activities for charity. And the reason I've said 2 or 3 is, whatever we are doing in this Sangha, in a way, we are training ourselves. So when a proper charity is done on a registered scale or whatever, that is the way it happens. You need 3 people at least. So no one person has a say. And I have volunteered myself. I've been involved in the past years. And, somebody, I think it would be nice if somebody who also has experience from the previous years in the various fundraisers. I can very clearly see Sanchita Mataji, who has been in the past, who I've worked closely with, even recently. I think if 2 or 3 members can be in that panel, then that coordination will come through nicely in a long term. Because the job of those people would be to constantly scan and look out for the entire charity activity and see what are the most favorable things we will look at the group, we will look at what opportunities we have and what is good for our spiritual journey. So that's the idea. So please think about that. And anyone is welcome to participate in that. But some experience will be helpful. Who know the Sangha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So we're looking at devotees. Sanchita Mataji is aware of those things. Maybe I can request Sanchita Mataji to be there.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for having the trust. Yeah, I've helped previous few ones under Saurabh Prabhu's guidance and helped in whatever capacity I could. So I'm happy to help. Don't mind. You had a few questions, Prabhu. Like most of the festivals we see, like the ones we are funding this year, like they happen in the first half of the year. So with 20 devotees in mind, like 20 times, suppose we're taking a baseline number as 15, then it will be 20 times 15 is 300 per month. But we have like Gaur Purnima coming, and then Narasimha Chaturdashi in May or April, I don't remember the date. So this year also we have Purushottama, so the festivals are quite early. So and then the regular ones, like of course, which are not charity, like Zoom and all, which are compulsory contributions and all. So, and historic also, I think that Prabhu needs a bit early, I think. Anyway, that's a different discussion. But the ones we have been doing even for Soho also. So, I mean, that's a good idea to distribute the fund throughout the year, but will we have enough to fund all the projects? Because most of the festivals are in the first half of the year. Yeah, that was the question, Prabhu.
May I answer that, Sanchita Mataji?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I have thought about it, and that is a valid question because we are thinking of this new strategy of pooling the funds, donations in this way. So we may not have the required amount of funds for each donation ready at each point. So this is the kind of things the panel has to sit outside of this meeting and discuss how we will achieve those things and what we will propose to the group, and have a proper structure and plan to make that happen. So I think we can kind of do that outside because there isn't a clear plan for that. Even I haven't, because the day Amukha Prabhuji actually put out the 2 charities, it was just until the day before that I was just thinking of these things in myself of what we can do as these charities for these charities. So, I haven't got the full outline of that in my head either. So one thing may be how it will happen is that we will not have the funds automatically in the beginning. And this is why it is also very helpful on a long-term basis if we have some reserve funds accumulated anyway. So initially, before we start, we may be short, but by the time we continue to do it over a period of time, depending on, you know, and this is a separate, going to a separate point, that depending on the how we raise the funds, we will also have a little bit of excess funds. So suddenly, if some project comes in, which is a very needful project for someone, and is in line with our ISKCON values, then we can also support that project, because without a shadow of doubt, in the whole of 2026, you know, something else or the other will come. So that has to be, I think, planned outside of the meeting. The only thing I would say is we've done the Narsimha Chaturdashi last year, and just from a general spiritual thinking, you know, I think we should continue it for at least another 2 offerings, you know. So we have done at least 3 years of this Narsimha Seva in a row. So um, uh, if everyone agrees, then we can pledge that funds to Manor if they are happy to accept it that way. And if they say, no, we can't take a pledge only, where you have to pay, only then it is confirmed, then one of the devotees, and maybe I can do it. I think last year that's how I did it. So I can just pay it in advance, and as the fund gets raised, it gets paid back. So um, you know, I think we'll have to just look into that. The first year might be a developing year, and we will have shortage of funds. And if we want to book all the 3 Abhisheks, which is £1,500, we certainly don't have the funds, and certainly we won't have it. And if they can reserve it for us by pledge, then we can reserve it, as long as devotees agree that yes, we are okay, which everyone is. So it won't be straightforward like that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu, answering. Yeah, that's a good suggestion that for some we can pay in advance and then collect the funds. Like I had suggested previously, previous years also, that we have a continuous flow of funds for contingency also if we need. But then other members of the group, they suggested like we should not keep any fund with us. We should be all empty pot, and whatever we collect, then we just put it away, give it for that charity. So I just did not stress on that. But if we just had like collecting from mid of the year last year, then by now we would have at least half of the funds,
Yeah,
because later half of
exactly.
the year we don't
Exactly.
have much festivals. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And when we say 12.50 or £15 a month, please also take this into factor. If you want to help in a way where you want to pay, let's say, your £150 share in 3 installments or 2 installments or 1 installment in the beginning of the year, you can do that as well. Everything, the members who will be in the panel, everything will be recorded on a sheet. It will not just be like WhatsApp messages. It will be actually presented on a like a Word document on a table. Everything will be the annual incomings, outgoings. Everything will be very transparent. So, and that will be backed up by bank statements. So there will be, and that will be signed by the members in the panel, and that will definitely be more than 1 member, preferably 3, minimum of 2. So, and Amuga Prabhu as the group lead, he will also have full access to that. So um, I don't think there's any problem if somebody pays in advance. You can pay two two installments, 3 installments, monthly installments, 1 installment. That way, we will maybe have some more funds, people who are happy to do that. But I just want to highlight one more thing on this note is, don't think that £150 and that's it, you can't donate more. You can donate as much as you want. And therefore we will be able to do more. So this is not a cap saying don't donate more. But this is kind of looking at sort of thinking of previous estimates also, that how much maybe a devotee is donating in a year through the Sangha. This is not stopping anybody from going and individually doing their donation, but I would say we want to develop that teamwork and have the donations pooled together. So all the Sangha members who are joining for regular programs, um, feel free to check with the charity panel that are we doing any charity. Anything comes up, bring it into the meetings here and present it. It can be anyone, so they can bring it and say, okay, and then that can be looked at and we can contribute together. So if you're thinking individually of something, then bring that in and we will think of doing it together. But for any reason, if you have to do it separately, of course you can do it.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And Jay Mataji raised his hand. Mataji?
No, it was just I'm assuming that these projects will change from year to year basis. Is that correct? Depending on the need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
in fact, all these projects that Amoga Prabhuji has mentioned, I did say to him, maybe don't initially straight away propose to the group, but these were very initial thoughts before my conversation. So, we really have to see how we will work the whole thing out. And that may not be part of this big meeting that you have every morning. Need a separate meeting. But the projects will change from time to time, yes.
Yes, okay, thank you. And there was mention of 3 Abhisheks, is it correct? Narsimha Abhishek, and I don't know about the other 2. Is it Radha? I don't know which ones you're thinking of.
It's Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja and Gaur Purnima. And Gaur Purnima is the shortest notice. But I think we have to first book Nrsimha Aarti because that's the one we did last year. And if we want to do it in a series of years, that's me saying it. Then I think we should, whichever we are definite that we want to do, we have to reserve that quickly. In fact, we have to reserve it today, to be honest, because I think any day, any minute, somebody could take it, and temple won't know that we are thinking necessarily of donating. So,
Prabhuji Sanchita Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. I was just thinking and was speaking to Amoga Prabhu on this line that, like, we for the manner we have booked like almost Narasimha Abhishek 500, Gaur Purnima 500, Srila Prabhupada 500, and then altar for Radha Gokulan 500. So it's like coming to 2000. So I was suggesting like if we could, but Vrindavan Prabhu's Rath Yatra is like in the 4000. It's not taken into account. So if we could pledge 1000 for the manna and then take 1000 for the Rath Yatra, then it won't require further fundraising because it will be tight on the devotees as well. So because we have done, as you mentioned, Prabhu, that we have done Narasimha Abhishek, so you suggested like three years. So we have done last year, so if we book like for 2 more years, and then either one of them or Gaur Purnima or Srila Prabhupada's Vyas Puja, one of them, then it takes out 1000 from there, and then we can help other projects, which really, because manner, as I was suggesting, they have so many patrons, there's so many devotees, and everybody, in their personal capacity also, when we go and visit, like whichever festivals, we do our donation and contribution as well. So manner keeps on getting a regular fund, devotees, non-devotees, everybody keeps donating. So the bigger organizations, they always get funds, but the people who like one-man show, like those kind of places, where they really desperately need funds, as a sangha, I think we should, I know, I mean, your thoughts that we go and serve the manor all the time, but at the same time, others like do as well. And somebody was speaking about Gita Jayanti, like supporting Bhagavad Gita distribution. Gita Jayanti, they like for being sponsors and yajmans, for each and individual person, they charge like 51 pounds just to sit there for the yagya. So if this year it was almost 600 plus devotees, so they must have collected 30,000 pounds. Like that's for the whole year. Even when they do free Gita, Bhagavad Gita distribution, I think they have collected good fund to carry on doing for the whole year. So nonetheless, other projects, they do not get like, they do not have like force commitment, and they get left out, whether it's in here or India. So we're just suggesting if we keep that in mind as well.
I think, Sanchita Mataji, this is why I had sort of said earlier that let's not mention the specific projects or less specific targets, because what you're saying is correct. Yes, we haven't factored in Vrindavan Prabhu's sort of festival, and I agree about sort of donating also there to some extent, but temples who receive funds, yeah, they receive funds. That's their part. What we do is, in a way, our part, but we have our spiritual journeys. Most of us, I guess, not everyone personally, but yeah, is tied to manna. So we have that affiliation, special affiliation to manna. So. So I think we will do our part, irrespective of what donations they are getting. I think that's my thought. But Sajjada, it's a good thing that if we factor in Vrindavan Prabhu's festival within this. And I think the fact that historic representation is happening today, which is a bit of a rush, really, because not everyone has even noticed to come and listen to it and ask questions. They can listen to recording, but they won't be able to ask questions. I think we may not be able to prioritize that. I think this is my thought, that we have to prioritize the other things before we necessarily think if we are going to contribute. That will depend on what we hear in the presentation, but I'm guessing that one is because they are coming first to us right away today evening. I think today evening our priority should be booking one of the Abhishek before we miss the opportunity. So it will be nice before the end of this morning's meeting if we can agree that one of the Abhisheks can be reserved today evening. So when I'm there, I can get it done. So please, if everyone can confirm that, that will be really helpful. That way we will know that we have got that service.
Prabhuji, for sharing the stats. So does everyone agree for that one, to book the one Abhishek? Jay Mataji confirmed. Yes, happy for the Abhishek donation. Sanchita Mataji also mentioned. And Asha Mataji, Usha Mataji, they're all also in line. Harma Mataji, you wanted to share any of your thoughts, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. So as Prabhuji and Mataji have discussed, like how the details of how it is going to be, and at the end, however it is going to work out as per Sangha's decision, I'm happy to contribute, Prabhuji. And as Prabhuji has mentioned about booking for today's booking by today, I'm happy to contribute in that as well, Prabhuji. How much is it is going to work out to be. So I'll be okay with that, Prabhuji. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other thoughts, Mataji, about different projects?
About those, Prabhuji, I apologize. I'm not well aware of all the opportunities of projects that we have. So, but as we go and as it will be talked about or decided in the meetings, I will be, um, as I know more, I'll be if I'll be happy to go with whatever the Sangha will decide, Prabhuji, because I'm not so well aware of all the projects at the moment. So I would like to apologize, Prabhuji, but I'll be happy to contribute with what the Sangha will decide.
Yep, sure, Mataji. So we are just prioritizing where there is a need and where we get an opportunity, which would progress our spiritual life. That is
Yeah.
the main thing. And also looking, everything is for the service of their lordships. Krishna, he is keen on the cows and also the devotional service. He always inclined to his devotees. And here everyone are devotees who are chanting and performing austerities. Their thoughts are very valuable. Krishna, one Brahma says that न भारते मिंगम वृषोपलक्षिते न वै क्वचिन् मे मनसो मृषा गतिः न मे हृषिकानि पतिञ्च असत्फते यन्मे सुदत्कञ्च वदा धृतो हरिः. Whatever comes from the mouth of a devotee, it will never ever go false. Brahma says, whatever I speak, it will never go false because I always keep the Lord in my heart and my throat. So whenever devotee is saying something, that means it is Lord will come behind that words and make that word true. And devotee does not think without keeping Krishna in the center. So devotees are always compassionate. So they're inclined to every service to please Krishna. Okay, so likewise we include Goshala or Vraj Bhumi's historical foundation and Jagannath Jagannath Baldev Subhadra's Radha Yatra and services in the temple likewise. Okay, so we wanted to take services, somewhere or other take part in those services. That is our motto and which would help our spiritual journey.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much for explaining, and we will be very happy to contribute whatever we can do on behalf of Sangha as well. It's a very good opportunity of as a seva as well, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Just one thing, Hanma Mataji, if there are projects that you're not aware of, we can always maybe take a small time out somewhere in these meetings, morning or evening, and present that project for everyone, because a lot of people may have questions. For example, there may be people who don't exactly know what Vrindavan Prabhuji's project is. So that can always be presented. So you donate to something that you're fully aware of, uh, and you can always contribute your views to that as well.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can do that. And also, while sharing in the WhatsApp messages as well, we can also mention, not as you said now, since it's not fixed that it will go on this one, it will go on that one. So when it becomes fixed, and then also we can maybe drop a message as well that like these
Yes.
will be going to this, and which will also, so that they can remember when they see the message as well. So yeah, we can do that as well.
Sure. There will be regular updates that will yes.
Yes, update on the messages as well, Prabhuji.
On the WhatsApp, yes, regular. So generally, my proposition would be for whoever's in the panel that we meet, depending on the requirement, initially once in 2 months. And when things are very nicely flowing and we don't need to meet them, maybe once in 3 months. If we need a bit more frequent, then okay. But officially, we once in 2 months we have a meeting to gather all the progress in those 2 months, and then so that we can keep the group updated on a regular basis. Otherwise, after 6 months or 1 year, it becomes a lot of information to present. It becomes too much for everyone. It can be so, and it helps the planning as well.
Prabhuji, for that one. So for the panel discussion, can you request Jai Mataji also one of the panel? Would you be happy, Mataji?
Prabhuji, I don't have much experience, only a little bit, but I don't have much experience.
That's all right, Mataji. So just knowing awareness of the projects, so that makes, so you will get used when you are with other devotees who are experienced. You will be picked up very quickly.
Okay.
Yes, we are happy to have Jai Mataji. That's, yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for suggesting. I was thinking, you spoke my mind. I was thinking about her and you suggested. So that's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you all go to the temple, so you would meet each other. So that would make perfect.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I just was going to say about Historica that maybe even because we don't know too much about Historica Foundation, but it would be still nice to hear, because then the panel can then decide what to focus on. So in a way, it's good that that talk is happening earlier on, so then you have an idea what to do and project a little bit for future. That's all I was going to say.
Yes, Mataji. So today evening we will be hearing that talk, and tomorrow morning we can just understand how much we can contribute towards that project. Okay, that one we can have just 1 or 2 statements. Again, so the panel can decide the allocations and the projects. Okay, thank you so much. For today's, the action points are book the Abhishekam today in the temple. So that will go ahead.
Is it for the Gaur Purnima, Prabhu?
Darshina, we were thinking, is it?
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, who is that? Sanchita Mataji? Yeah.
Yes, no, booking the Abhishek, you meant Narasimha Abhishek, is it?
No, look, that's what I said, but what do you all want to do? That's
No.
very
I mean,
important.
yeah, so my apologies, because you mentioned the suggestion was quite good when you mentioned initially that the one we had done previously, we can do, I think we had done twice, right? Twice, I think, or I can't remember. Prabhu,
Once.
okay. So yeah, then we can do for next 2 years, and that like so 3 Abhishek for one festival. That's a good suggestion. Apart from that, whether we'll have fund when we consider the other projects like Historica and Vrindavan Prabhus. So for committing for other ones, I don't know yet whether we are ready. But yeah, for Narasimha Abhishek, yeah, we are happy to go ahead, Prabhu. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So I will. Hopefully, it is still available. If it is, then I'll do it this evening.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So one, okay, that is one tick box. Okay, so we'll see, and okay, I think panel is going to decide. Sanchita Mata, Jai Mata, and Saurabh Prabhuji. And about upcoming the allocations as well, the funds allocation and the projects priority. Okay, we will hear occasionally from the Prabhujis and Matajis. Okay, thank you so much for contributing, everyone. Any other comments, dear devotees?
Prabhu, just a suggestion, like, because we might need to rethink on the allocation. Is it okay to take off the message that you had posted earlier, or like whatever? That I just thought, because once we have the historical presentation and all, so we might need, and including few more or take off a few less. So, I mean, after discussions, can we put like a proposed one, or just leave it like that? I mean, sorry, Prabhu, I mean, he can guide us better on that as well. Just as it was mentioned.
Is there a WhatsApp message saying what we want to do already? I think there is.
It was a couple of days back, I think I came across one. So it's only proposed, but yeah, I mean, but that after discussions, the proposals might change. So should we leave it or should we take it off? Just asking.
I can't recall the entire message, but I think maybe leave it as it is, and we will address the next message accordingly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. Okay, any other comments? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that is where we conclude. So we'll keep everything open, and for Narsimha, that Abhishek, that will go ahead.
Thank you, Amoga Prabhu, for allowing in this time to bring this together today morning.
Thank you, Prabhu, for coming and updating us. And so, yeah, we would like to see you, Prabhuji, more and more. When we
I will be there. Yes.
When we hear the voice of devotees, okay, that is so blissful. That will make the heart of all of the devotees as well. Even if some devotee, I feel like if some devotee is not chanting and not hearing, I feel something missing. And I cannot talk for a very long time.
Sure, yes.
Yes, thank you, Saurabh Prabhu, for coming here. That's really, and I agree with.
Thank you and Jai Mataji for helping, agreeing to help. So that's a very big contribution. Help.
Thank you. Happy to help in whatever capacity we can. We all just trying to get Lord guidance in our life. So some come right in the beginning of the year. So just came. We didn't think about it. You were always there, very keen and guiding us, but I didn't expect. But yeah, happy to be serving along with you, Amoga Prabhu, Jai Mataji. So hopefully we can do some justice. Yeah.
It's good teamwork with Krishna willing and Krishna's blessings. That's it.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji. Okay. Okay, we shall conclude that conversations. Now we shall just, in order to end with Brahma Samhita as part of Saturday's discussions. In the Brahma.
I have to log out, Prabhuji, and I will see you in the evening.
Sure, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Okay, so just we don't go more detail into today, into Brahma Samhita, but just to end our session with Brahma Samhita. Okay, this is a very big shloka. In the last two sessions, to recap, what we have discussed, Brahma, he has now come from the lotus flower, this Chaturmukha Brahma. And Hiranyagarbha Brahma, who has injected his potency to the Chaturmukha Brahma. Okay, so this is four-faced Brahma, and let me just share that one. And then to that Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, there Divya Saraswati, she spoke. Tasya Divya Saraswati. Uvacha Puratas Tasmai Tasya Divya Saraswati. Saraswati from the transcendental world. Again, the demigods in this material world, and again, deities from the spiritual world. Okay, two different personalities. So Lord Ganesha, like we have shared some about Ganesha in the spiritual world and also Ganesha in the material world. Sometimes people may have got different questions. Okay, the spiritual deities, they're all eternal. They're the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this material world, they will appear through Lord Shiva as a Ganesha or Mother Parvati as a Ganesha and Kartikeya. So likewise, many deities, they appear. But actually, these deities are eternal servants of the Lord. And also there is Indra, Vayu. These are all spiritual associates of the Lord. Okay, let me just share that one full screen. Okay, this is our Golok Vrindavan chart. So here in this one, if I just little go zoom in, and we would see there are other deities like the Varuna here in the spiritual world and the Lord's different associates. There is again Ganesha here, and then what else we can see? There is a lotus, and then Niruti is here, and Gayatri is here, and then there is a disc and Agni Deva. Agni is not demi. He is the spiritual personality there, who is associated with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the Vaikuntha Loka. And likewise here also, there is Indra is here. And then further here, Ishana. Ishana is the one who is the, let me just go and zoom in to see the most, the deity, how Ishana is being distributed. I can't see it properly. Okay, so though Ishana is on the top, here who is the one like being here situated in the Pradhana. Pradhana is coming from here. This is Sadasiva Loka. This is the Ishana. That deity is Ishana. Sadasiva Loka, who is situated here. Just for the sake of convenience, who is situated between the Brahma Jyoti and also outside, and who is going to act as the Sadasiva here, and then later on from him, his expansion is going to be the Shambhu. Okay, so likewise here, all the demigod names, they're all the spiritual personalities. Like Lord Brahma is the Hiranyagarbha Brahma, who was created by Mahavishnu from his right limb. That is his Hiranyagarbha Brahma. He will inject his potencies to all other Brahmas in this material world. In the similar way, those deities in this Vaikuntha Loka, they will inject their potencies to the all other demigods in this material world. Okay, that is how it works. And then further, in the last session, we see this 24th shloka and 25th shloka. Bhuvacha puratah tasmai tasya divya saraswati kama krishnaya govinda he gopijan ityapi vallabhaya priya vahne mantram te dasyati priyam. And this particular shloka gives about the Krishna's mantra. Klim Krishna, this is O Brahma. This mantra is Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Swaha. Will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Okay, this is the mantra. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Swaha. So that this goddess of learning Saraswati, the divine concept of the Supreme Lord, said to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions. And then later on, Brahma, he engages himself to meditate. Okay, and then here next shloka is the tapastvam tapayetena tav siddhir bhavishyati. O Brahma, do thou practice spiritual association by means of this mantra, then all your desires will be fulfilled. Likewise, Divya Saraswati spoke to Brahma, and then later on, it move into the next shloka. So that is purport is clear here, a single line only. That is where we stopped in the last session. And then this Chaturmukha Brahma, what he is going to do. Here it is describing here, and just going into the translation straight away. We are not going in deep here. So Brahma, being desirous of satisfying Govinda, practiced the cultural acts for Krishna in Goloka, Lord of Shvetadvipa, for a long time. His meditation ran thus. There exists a divine lotus of 1,000 petals, augmented by millions of filaments, in the transcendent land of Goloka. On its wall, there exists a great divine throne on which is seated Sri Krishna, the form of eternal effulgence of transcendental bliss, playing on his divine flute, resonant with the divine song with his lotus mouth. He is worshipped by his amorous milkmaids with their respective subjective portions and extensions, and also by his external energy, who stays outside, embodying all mundane qualities. So this is how Lord Brahma's meditation. Okay, so his meditation like this. And here when we come to the Goloka Vrindavana, in the Brahma Samhita, the book itself, Brahma is praying to, that is, he prays to Krishna here in this material world. But here, there, Chaturmukha Brahma, he prays to Krishna in the beginning, as per the instructions by Divya Saraswati. He meditates. Okay, that is Brahma Samhita. And in the Goloka Vrindavana, there is, again, we have not gone through the Vaikuntha descriptions of spiritual abode of Lord Vishnu. This is from the different Sri Lagu Bhagavatamrita. We have gone through from the Bhagavatam descriptions, but this is Lagu Bhagavatamrita is also described here. I request dear devotees, maybe just we'll read for time being, and then we shall go into later on about further. That Goloka, it is described here. There is divisions of Go rasas, different rasas are. Madhurya rasa is in the yellow color here. This is the middle of it. And next outlier is the Vashalya rasa. In the Madhurya rasa, gopis are there, Radharani, gopis, Ashtasakis. Those devotees, they associate with Krishna there in the center. The next outer layer is the Vashalya rasa, where Yashodhama and Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva Devaki as a parents. Okay, that goes in this orange color petals. That is the next layer. And the third layer is the Sakya rasa. Krishna is the friend like the Madhumangal, and there are so many of Krishna's friends. Okay, that one like Arjuna, they are going into the red layer. It is a Sakya rasa. And the fourth level is a Dasya rasa. It is a servant. Krishna is the master, and everyone are his servants. That goes in the Dasya rasa. That is the purple layer. And then the blue petal is the Shanta rasa. Devotees, they are always peaceful. That is what is called Shanta rasa. They may take part or may not take part mandatorily in the different kinds of moods. They are always in the Shanta rasa. So these are the different mellows of Goloka Vrindavan, in divisions of rasas. So here in this one, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there is Ayodhya is also here. There are four outer layers of Goloka Vrindavan is the Madura, and then Dwaraka, and then Ayodhya, and then the bottom of it later on, it is the Vaikuntha Loka that comes. Okay. Maybe we can take one description of it just to contemplate. So can I request anyone to read this one, Ayodhya, and also later on Vaikuntha Loka, the first shloka of it?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I go?
Yes, Mataji.
Just waiting for the people, but okay. Ayodhya, Brihad Bhagavatam Amrita 2.4.239. Far from here, Vaikuntha, lies Ayodhya, the splendid city of Raghupati, the divine master of the Raghu dynasty, and beyond that shines the city of Dwarka, dear to the divine master of the Yadus. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this is Ayodhya once again, going back to the picture here. Just zoom out. Okay, so here going into the Vaikuntha, and then we see here Ayodhya is here. Ayodhya is one of the layer. On top of that, this is Jagannath Puri. Where does that come? Okay, on top of it, Dwaraka, and then after that, Jagannatha Puri, Madhura Puri, and then further, Gola Kurindavan. Okay, so it is describing here as Ayodhya here. It is also one of the layer outside here, but for the convenience sake, they just put it as part of a drawn picture. Okay, as Ayodhya there. Coming to it again to the descriptions. That is again descriptions are given for Dwaraka, Madhura, Gokula, and Jagannath Puri. Later on, Navadvipa as well. Okay, but we will come to that point later on. And Vaikuntha Loka. Can I request any other devotee take read this sloka 6 or 6th?
Prabhu, I can read if nobody else is reading.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Yeah. Laghu Bhagavatamrita 1.5.247 to 250, Padma Puran, Uttarakhand 255.57 to 64. On the border of the material and spiritual worlds flows the auspicious Viraja river, whose water were manifest from the perspirations of the personified Vedas. On the far shore of that river is the spiritual sky. It is the eternal, imperishable, unlimited spiritual world, which is 3/4 of all existence, which is made of pure goodness, which never decays, which is the abode of Brahman, which is splendid as countless millions of suns and fires, which never withers, which contains all knowledge, which is splendid, which is not touched by any of the periods of cosmic devastation, which is immeasurable, which is free from old age, which is eternal spiritual reality, which is free from material states, beginning with wakefulness, sleeping, and deep sleep, which has a golden splendor, which is the abode of liberation, which brings spiritual bliss, which has no equal or superior, which has no beginning or end, which is auspicious, which is wonderfully glorious, which is charming, which is eternal, which is an ocean of bliss. These are the qualities of Lord Vishnu's supreme abode. That abode of Lord Hari is not illuminated by the sun or the moon or by electricity. One who reaches it never returns to this material world. Even in hundreds and millions of Brahma's days, one cannot completely describe this eternal and faultless abode of Lord Vishnu. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Okay, any other devotee take a turn for 7th one as well? Asha Mataji, are you available to read 7th one?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Lagu Bhagavadamrita 1.5 251 to 252, Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda 256.92 Very fortunate, great souls who serve the Lord's feet, who are filled with the nectar of loving service to the lotus feet of Shri's husband, attain Lord Vishnu's supreme abode, which gives the bliss of spiritual love. That is Lord Hari's abode of Vaigunda, which is filled with many cities, airplanes, and jewel palaces. In its midst is a splendid city of glorified because it is not covered by illusion. It is surrounded by many walls colorful with gold and jewels, many jewel arches, and 4 great jeweled doors. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, can request next. Gauringa Mataji, would you like to read next one, Mataji?
Okay, Mataji. Prabhuji, which one? 7, Prabhuji?
8th one, Mataji.
8, okay. Lagu Bhagavatamrita 1.5, 253, 254. Padma Purana, Uttarakhanda 256.1 to 215 by Gati Keepers, headed by Chanda and by Kumoda and others. It is protected. Kanda, Prabhuji, Kanda or Chanda?
Chanda.
Chanda and Chanda and Prachanda God the eastern gate. Bhadra and Subhadra the southern gate. Jaya and Vijaya the western gate. The Dhata and Dhata and Vidhata the northern gate. Kumudaksa, Pandarika, Bhamana, Sankukarna, Sarvantra, Sumukha, and Supratista got the direction in this city. Oh, beautiful face, Parvati. That's it, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Usha Mataji, would you like to read next one, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm but busy. I will be
Yes,
able
sure,
to.
Mataji. No worries, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how the Vaikuntha is situated. Because why we are discussing, now Brahma is going to glorify Golaka Vrindavan. Okay, and also this one, further on top of it, it's a small descriptions only. This Dwaraka and then Jagannath Puri Navadvipa. Okay, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Again, can I request anyone to read this one? These bits.
Okay, may I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, I'm reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi 5.16, am I? Am I reading the...
Yes, Mataji, you can finish
okay.
off all these things, that section, complete section.
The whole of Jagannath Puri as well?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 5.16. In the highest region of that spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Loka. It has 3 divisions, Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokula. Jagannath Puri, Navadvip, Brahad, Bhagavatamrita 3.5.209 to 210. But please hear from me this one piece of advice. Not far from here, Dwarka, lies the Lord's holy abode known as Sri Pushottam Kshetra, which you visited before on earth. There, in the company of Subhadra and Balarama, Lord Purushottam enjoys the same sports he enacted at Govardhan and in the Vrindavan forest and on the shores of the Yamuna. Brahma Samhita 5.5 purport. Hence, Srila Thakura Vrindavan, the manifest Vyasa of Chaitanya Leela, has described the village of Navadvip as bearing the name of Shwetadeep. In this Shwetadeep, the concluding portions of the pastimes of Gokula exist eternally as the pastimes of Navadvip. Hence, the region of Navadvip, Raja, and the realm of Golaka are one and the same indivisible entity. The difference only lies in the manifestations of the infinite variety of sentiments corresponding to the diverse nature of their devotional love. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, I request the devotees, you kindly share your thoughts and what you are thinking. So you know better now to describe about Vaikuntha. Any contemplations on this one?
So my understanding is in the Vaikuntha planets, there is no sun or the moon, and there is like effulgence throughout, and people are just there is no decay. People don't get old. People don't get disease. Is that correct, Prabhuji? And is that above Ayodhya? Is that what it is? All these planets are above Ayodhya and above.
This Vaikuntha planets, this Ayodhya is above the
Ayodhya
Vaikuntha
is
planet.
above. Yes, Ayodhya is above. Okay. Yeah. I don't know much, Prabhuji. It's just don't know much, but so, and then there is obviously what is there in the spiritual world. It almost reflects what in the material world as well. The difference is that in the spiritual world, the Leela is ongoing, and in the spiritual world, and in the material world, parts are being played of the Nitya Leelas. Maybe other people can fill me in with this.
Okay, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mata, would you like to contemplate on the Vaikuntha planets, Mataji?
No. I cannot say, Prabhuji. Vaikuntha planets is properly. I don't understand all of these, but you mentioned every week, and then is I need to understand, but I cannot all of this, Prabhuji. But it's nice to everything you explain very nicely. Then if I understood, then this is very important for me. That's it, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, Sanjita Mataji, you wanted to add, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Not much, like just in a few sentences, like, it's the Viraja River, which we read, like, it separates the Vaikuntha planets from the rest. That river, the Brahmajyoti, and above that is like all the different lokas, I mean the spiritual planet, the spiritual sky. So that part is the spiritual sky, and uh, 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 I mean beyond on the other side. I mean we are on the other side, where the Mahat Tattva and all the 7 heavenly planets and hellish planets and all that lies below that, the Viraja river, and on the top, like we as Mataji read, Ayodhya Dham, which is also called the Saket Dham. Like earlier, I had this confusion, like those who have like more inclination to Lord Ram and his Dham, they used to say, like we say they go to Golok Vrindavan, they used to say they're going to Saket Dham. So I could not connect, but now like I think it's the Ayodhya Dham and Saket Dham. They mean are the same ones. And beyond that, we have the other, like the Dwarka, Jagannath, Dwarka Dham, like Jagannath Puri, Mathura, and in the center, like it's the like Vrindavan Dham or Golok. I mean, in the spiritual sky, it's the Golok Vrindavan, where all the leelas with mainly with the gopis. I mean, in the 5 rasas, of course, like mostly in the first 3 rasas, I would say, like Madhurya rasas with the gopis, Vasila rasas with the gopis, Nand Maharaj, Ma Yashoda as Ma Rohini, and and the other gopis also who had motherly affection for Krishna. Some gopis had that. The ones who danced, they had the Madhurya rasa in the Ras Leela, and Sakhya are the gopas, like they have the like as a friend, with whom they used to go for doing all this in the forest. All this, most of the leelas, if we see, most of the leelas they happen with the gopas, like Brahma Bimohan Leela and the other different leelas, mostly when he was in the forest. So with the sakhas, like the sakhiras. So yeah, there is so much to it, but Prabhu, I'll just finish with this. Yeah. Mm. But I have other questions. Maybe later when you're finished, maybe I can ask questions. And did we cover Navadvip? Where was Navadvip Dham, Prabhu? I just we did with Jagannath Puri, no?
Shwetadeep.
So Navadvip, it is in the
The the Shwetadeep. Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
this was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Dham.
It is embedded, non-different from the Lord's, but here it is described about the Navadvip, saying that in this Shwetadipa, the concluding portions of the pastimes of Gokula exist eternally as the pastimes of Navadipa. Hence, the region of Navadipa, Vraja, and the realm of Golok are one and the same.
One and the same. Yeah. Yeah, I missed that. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to contemplate. Sometimes this thought, it's good that we're doing this Brahma Samhita in so much detail. Some of the thoughts, they come and go and we just miss it. But yeah, thank you, like that we're highlighting today on this part and the different lokas. Hare Krishna. And there's so much like from the Prabhu who has done this, like with so much reference from the different other texts apart from Srimad Bhagavatam. So that has made it like more authentic, and we can connect to the picture as well as a reference in spiritual text. So yeah, that's what I meant. Hare Krishna.
Devamati is asking.
Yeah, just a question, because I was saying that the pastimes are going eternally or throughout in the Vaikuntha planets, but in the material world, it's not all the time. So would you be able to explain the last sentence? The difference only lies from there on. Would you be able to explain, please, Prabhuji?
Sanchita Mataji, would you like to take that question, Mataji?
Yeah, I don't have much knowledge, but yeah, it's pastimes are going on, Mataji, all the time, everywhere in both, whether it's in the spiritual dham as well as in our the bhulok here also. In the different dhams, we hear like in Jagannath Puri dham, like for example, if you take, it's open here on the screen. So there also, if you ask the devotees, every time there's so much stories in the past times, with devotees where we have heard like Lord Jagannath, you know, right. My memory is getting like that. I can't remember the names. Like one, there was, this Muslim devotee. What was his name? I forgot. Uh, he was quite unwell, and that he wanted to visit Lord Jagannath, and that was like few hundred years back or so. And he really wanted to, he was coming from far and he wanted to meet Jagannath, and because of his illness he was in a nearby village, but he could not come. um, and that was a Rath Yatra day, and the Rath stopped. It did not move an inch, and all the everybody, there was like lakhs of people, they were pulling the Rath was not moving because this devotee, he wanted to come and he could not. So, and then one of the priests, I think, that same day it stopped, and one of the priests, I think, he got a dream that he's the one, like the one Muslim devotee I'm mentioning, I can't remember his name right now. So he wanted to come and pull the Rath, and somehow they managed to get him from Jagannath. Lord Jagannath mentioned that he's waiting there, he wants to come but he cannot come. And then they brought him, and as soon as he touched the Rath started moving. So these leelas, they keep on going. So this is only one. And how, like in Ayodhya also we see, like uh, mm, manifestation of Lord Ram, like when recently this leela, when Lord Ram's Ram Lala was installed, that Arjun, what was his name, I'm bad with names. Yeah, that architect, who got that responsibility of carving that um, like deity of Lord Ram, as 5 years old. He was, when he made it, like from the Krishna Shila, and he made it like in, I think, in 90 days. I mean, he made one, and then they found, they came and inspected this deity. Like that time it was maybe murti, you can say, because pran pratishtha was not there. So when he was carving, he made it, and then the team used to come for inspection. They found some fault, some cracks or something, so he had to start again. So he then, he came from Bangalore to Ayodhya, and he was like, he confined himself, not meeting, not doing anything, because the installation date on the 22nd of January 2024, this was fixed, so that could not be changed. And I think he had very less time. By that time, I think 30 days. So he had to carve the whole thing again. And he meditated on Lord Ram, and that, please help me, I don't know how he's going to do it. And he just made it. And there's one, he said, monkey, it used to come and he was in a tent which was like completely isolated. He didn't meet up with anybody, but this monkey used to come every day. It used to, that he considered him as Hanumanji. So he used to come and see the deity and then go back every single day. In one of the interviews he mentioned that every single day. So he took it as an acknowledgement that, yeah, I'm going in the right direction. And that happened. And on the installation day, when he saw, like, he was there also before the installation, like that murti was like deity was carved and then installed in the temple. And on the day of the pran pratishtha, when the curtains were removed, when he saw the eyes, after the pran pratishtha, he saw, like he himself said so many times that it's not the one I carved. So these leelas go on, and Lord, he was waiting. Lord Ram was waiting for 500 years after the temple was demolished. So once somebody has, he says so many times that I'm only the instrument. I did not do it. It's only Lord Ram. In one he had done for 90 days, it was rejected, and then he only had 30 days to 30 or 45 days. I can't remember exactly. Forgive me if I'm saying any figures wrong because I heard 2 years back. Um, so the main point is then he found that it's not the one I mean that was the bhava in his heart, seeing the eyes, that these are not the eyes I carved. So Leela goes on, otherwise how can we see like and Navadvip and Mayapur Dham, what to mention, like in any dham, like Lord Narsimha Dev is so much active there. He came in the dream because Mayapur, it was earlier, it was land of Muslims, so it was called Miapur. That was the name, I think. From Prabhupada onwards, it was, I don't know when, but it was, yeah, it's, even if you now go, it's completely, apart from the temples, it's completely surrounded, the whole area, by Muslims. And Prabhupada was very, he still had that. Of course, he knew that Krishna will be always there to protect and all. But of course, these floods, and it's very close to River Ganga and Jalangi, so the floods keep coming all the time, and the temple. So that's why he decided to make this TOVP. It's at a it's, if you go there, you'll see it's Mataji. It's at a height, like you have to, it's like a height of a two-storied building, or like that, where the temple starts. It's a ramp you have to walk to go that where, so that floods can not come in the temple there. If you see in the YouTube, if you see pictures, like there were times earlier, 10 years back, or even less, when the flood used to come, and the whole of the temple, Mayapur temple, it used to get flooded, and still worship going on, the pujas going on. But uh, so all this was happening, and the happening of like other people maybe attacking and all. So Narasimhadev, he came in the dream and then said, one of the devotees, pujaris, that install me there, and then I will protect the temple and nothing will happen. So, then Narasimhadev, I think this was after Prabhupada had left. I'm not sure with the dates. Prabhupada left his body. So Narasimhadev was installed, and maybe, as I mentioned, I might be wrong with the dates. Um, so, and then this temple is always protected, and he comes in the dreams of many devotees. One of the mm, uh, like devotee who came, she didn't have eyes, but she wanted to see Lord Narasimhadev. And then when she came and have darshan, and that desire that I will I want to see you with the eyes, and then immediately without any treatment. We hear this from the devotees, like Jananivas Prabhu and his brother Pankajangri Prabhu. They are the head pujaris of. They are retired now, but they're still. If you see in the, like, when Amoga Prabhu shows in the morning, you see Jananivas Prabhu there. He's still comes for the arti. So these are Prabhupada disciples. These are very senior disciples of Prabhupada, and they still serve. Like they are from UK only, but they left everything, and they're still there serving. So they had these dreams, like these devotees who come for darshan and want to have eyes and to see, and they got immediately, they got cured, they have eyes to see. So we see in all these Jagannath, Narasimhadev, there is very, this is only one I'm saying. There are so many interviews, like with senior devotees during COVID time. There used to be loads. They mentioned that Lord Narasimha, how he has served so many, fulfilled so many desires. And once, like, this was one a small one. I remembered that earlier when they used to have Mangal Aarti for Narasimhadev, they used to switch on all the lights, and Narasimhadev came in the dream of a pujari, and he said, don't put these big lights, it hurts my eyes, so try to do it with the diyas. So on Saturdays you see, like, these big what are they called in South Indian temples also, these big diyas, 108 lights and all. So we have those diyas. So like Lord Narasimhadev, he's illuminated with diyas and candles, and so that the main light does not get into his eyes. So these are the few I can remember now. If there are so many I can't remember now, but the leelas keep happening. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, like, even he comes in dreams of many devotees, and then he I mean, these pastimes keep happening. So of course, in when we say they in the Golok Vrindavan, they go to in the Nitya Leela, where the Leelas go every day. But here also, in all the different dhams, Mathura Dham, and all the other dhams, these things go on. So yeah, these are some of my reflections. There's thousands more. Right now I can't remember, but yeah, to share a few, Mataji. Sorry, I've taken a bit of time because I was recollecting. I could not have immediately in my mind. Yeah, I hope it helps, Mataji.
Thank you
To give
so
some
much,
perspective.
Mataji. As usual, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Sanchita Mataji. So very nicely explained. We like to hear you when you speak and sharing those pastimes so beautifully.
Sorry, Prabhu, I forget the names, and there was so much, like half of the names. When I read it comes, but I forget. This Jagannath Leela, that Muslim devotee, I forget.
Salabeka.
Yeah, Salve. Yes, yeah. Look, yeah, Salve. Yeah, Prabhu. Thank you. I'm getting really bad with names. So much of material contamination, but yeah, needs lot more like austerities to be focused. You are like, that's why I cannot remember shlokas and all. I references, I forget so much. Prabhu, sorry. I remember part, but the names and the reference doesn't come immediately. Sorry about that. Hare Krishna.
No, it's I also just look at it, searched Google. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, that is very beautiful pastimes. Any day devotees, any other questions or anything else you wanted to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, there's one more. I'm remembering from Mathura. I mentioned all the dhams, Mathura, but that is also not now, but from previous times when Krishna left his body. What was his grandson's name? Starts with B.
Vajranabha.
Vajranabha. Yeah. So all of Krishna's the stone in Mathura, where in the prison where Krishna was born, in the prison. There's a story. I don't have references at the moment, but I heard from devotees, on ISKCON devotees only. They had, there was a stone in the prison where Lord Krishna appeared, baby Krishna, and that was a Shila, I think black Shila, big, huge stone. So Bajranab, he wanted to because Krishna by that time he had left his pastime, he's left this world, Bhulok, and he's finished his pastime and gone. And he wanted his wife and other family members, because they had not seen Krishna personally, so he wanted to carve the deities of Krishna from there. So he used, like, I think first he carved the deity of, Prabhu, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think Radha Damodar, is it? Or Radha Madan Mohan? Do you remember?
I think
Govindev, is it Govindev ji?
Here, yeah, rather Govindev Mataji, and also one of the Madhavendra Puri's pastimes. He also mentioned that one when the Gopal deity was installed on the top of the mountain, Govardhana hill. He calls at the time Madhavendra Puri what the dream he has got. It is that deity was carved by Vajranabha. He has arranged it, and then later on, due to something else, the pujari has left the deity in the bushes, and then he left that place. And later on, Gopal has appeared in the dream to Madhavendra Puri. Of course, before the dream, he comes and brings the milk to Madhavendra Puri, and then he disappears. Later, Madhavendra Puri, he was thinking who this boy is, and then he comes in a dream. This is one of the Gopal deity, which is installed on the top of the hill.
Yeah, yeah. And
Apart from that, there is a Vajranabha has installed 4 deities in the Vrindavan. When I
four
went,
deities, yeah. So of the four, I think for initially when he carved, I think they said the feet. Krishna's wives, I think they said the feet because they had not seen Krishna, so they said the feet look similar. So one of the deities, I think he said the feet look similar, and for the next deity, so I'm forgetting the deity names. We can find it later. So the the body, the torso looked similar, and for the last one he carved his yes, so these I think it's Radha Govindev, Radha Madan Mohan, and Radha Gopinath. I think for Gopinath they said like the face looks very much similar to Krishna, I think. So they were all carved of the black stone, which I think Lord Krishna was born. So the bhajana, he carved it from the stone from there, so that but later, because that was 5,000 years back, later due to the different attacks and all, they were hidden and go and then we have the later pastimes how the six Goswamis, they found all these different deities, but they were initiate hidden, or like some in bush, some under the earth and all. So they were originally, I mean, this Lord Govindev, Lord Madan Mohan, and Lord Gopinath, they were carved then by Vajranabh and one more, and they were lost in the course of the 5,000 years, and later found again by the six Goswamis as their own worshipping deities. So there's a story goes like that. Yeah, I might not be right with the figures, but yeah. So this was another from Mathura Dham, like where the Leelas continue. So it happened from that stone from which Vajna carved. Yeah, that was another.
Keshava, Adi Keshava in Madura, near Krishna's birthplace.
Okay, yeah, okay, bro. Thank you.
So there is it is described like just getting from the AI Mataji. So it brings Vajranabha, Krishna's great grandson, installed several significant deities in Davana, surrounding all Braj area. So they're all given like Radha, Madan Mohan, or just Madan Mohan, and that represents a awakening love for God, Sambandha Tattva, Madan Mohan deity, and then Govindaji deity, so symbolizes oneself to service, Abhideya Tattva, and Gopinath deity, or Gopinatha, embodies the highest goal of pure devotion. It is Prayojana Tattva. So these 3 deities, and Harideva installed at Govardhana. So the 4th deity, and Keshava deity or Adi Keshava. In Madura, it was installed near Krishna's birthplace. These are Krishna's deities, the 5 of them, and Baladeva in nearby Baldev, I think, Baldev. So there are many other things as well, but mainly prominently these are given. These are all by Vajranabha only. And later
Yes,
on, our Acharya, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, our Acharyas, they have uncovered these deities.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you for AI is so helpful these days, and maybe that's one way we are losing it in my memory, but the AI it brings it back so with more accuracy, which is so good. Yeah. So it was say like Bajranath, his great grandson, he carved these deities from the big stone, the Shila, which was in the prison in Mathura. And initially it was not Radha, it was only Krishna deities. And when he was carving, of course he had not seen Krishna, so he was not able to do it properly. So when he asked Krishna's wives, they said for the first deity, is it he said the feet look very similar to Krishna, I think Govind Dev ji. And then for Madan Mohan, he said the torso, the body looks similar to Krishna. And when he kept on trying, and then he carved Gopinath. Then he saw this with they say with Gopinath, the face looks very similar. So there's a story like, so when they saw Gopinath deity carved, then the wives of Krishna, they covered their face with the veil, like as if they're seeing Krishna. As if Krishna is in front of them. So that's the story. And when we hear about like appearance of Radha Ramanji, so they say it's the three of them put together. So he has got the perfect feet, though it's a small deity appeared from Shaligram Shila. Perfect feet, perfect like Krishna like feet, Krishna like body, and Krishna like face. So that was like the perfect one. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew, like all these deities that when he went to Vrindavan Dham, he knew that the deities are there. They are hidden. Due to the troubling times for all these years, 5,000 years after Bajranath, they had installed, and there were so many temples in Vrindavan, but they were destroyed, and people had forgotten, and Vrindavan had become like proper forest. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his disciples, the six Goswamis, to do austerities to, in their dreams, and through the different leelas, these deities appeared, and that's how Vrindavan got rediscovered. It was so these leelas, they were like nitya leelas. Krishna was there, and the leelas continued. It's only that they become invisible to eyes for some time, and again it's there. So yeah, like that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So beautifully explaining, Mataji. Very nice. Jai Mataji is mentioning Srinathji. Jai Mataji.
No, Prabhuji, I don't know much. I just remember hearing that something similar, whereas how Srinathji got established. So it was linked to Govardhan Hill, and there was somebody found a deity or something, and that's where they established the temple there of Srinathji. Something, I don't know much about that story, but there was something there that somebody found hidden or something, the deity of Srinathji, and so then they had to build a temple there. But I will read up. But it sounded very similar to when Mataji was telling about, Madhav, and you were talking about Madhavendra Puri as well.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Anyone would like to share some little bit of pastime on Srinathji? Okay, maybe Jai Mataji can just find a little bit of information about that one. He can share with us maybe later on.
Yes, will do. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so now we are a few minutes past 9 o'clock. Maybe we shall stop there. Okay, If
Prabhu,
you're
just I have a question. Maybe we can discuss next time. But if I forget, just telling you, you mentioned because I missed 2 sessions, the Saturday ones. So Agni Dev, you mentioned. Shall we we can put it for next week, Prabhu. Agni Dev, you're mentioning he is not one of the demigods. You mentioned something like that.
Yes, so here Ganesha, Agni, Varuna, they're all eternal associates of the Lord in the Vaikuntha. They're eternal people. And in this material world, they will give their power to the material deities in this material world. So they will inherit the names of the spiritual people. Like Chaturmukha Brahma, he is also, there is a Hiranmaya Brahma.
Hiranya Brahma, yeah.
Hiranyagarbha. And later on, he gives his potency to Chaturmukha Brahma. Similarly, here the Ganesh is here in this one. And likewise, there are other deities like this is Ishana is here, and there is a other Kong. This is Indra is here. Again, there is Agni Deva, and Yama, and also Niruti. Further going here, Varuna is here. Okay, and then Vayu, and then on the top, Kuvera. These are all the spiritual personalities. They are all eternal associates of the Lord. And they will empower the people, the deities, demigods who are appearing in this material world.
So yeah, that's it. Thank you, Prabhu. That's my understanding. So is it any different with Agni Dev, or is it like same, like how it's for Brahma, Ganesha, Indra? Is it same? Like, is it? I mean, somehow I thought you're mentioning something about Agni Dev. Is it same or is it different?
So Agni Deva is the same.
Same, no? Okay. So, okay, somehow maybe that I misheard it then. Yeah, okay. And there was another question about Lord Brahma's wife. Like when we asked the AI, like, of course, in the Rig Veda, from the Puranas, I heard Lord, Goddess Saraswati is Brahma's consort. And then here we heard earlier, in few weeks earlier, Savitri. As God's concept. But here today we heard, like, I know these are of course from the same Shakti, different incarnations, and the manifestation is Shakti. But when we see a concert, then today Saraswati was mentioned as a consort of the Lord. So uh, I mean, and then one place, I think, Shatarupa, like when Manu was born, I think Brahma and Shatarupa. So again, that is Brahma's wife. So and Gayatri was also the Gayatri, Savitri, Saraswati, Shatarupa. So these are all considered as the consorts of Brahma. So, like, from like for what I mean is, like, from Shiva and Parvati, we know that is nearly fixed. Vishnu, Lakshmi, and Vishnu, we know as, like, say Radha and Krishna, like that. But with Brahma, it comes as different names every time in different Puranas, Vedas. Rig Veda says it's Saraswati, but here, so bit of confusion on that, and maybe not today. We can discuss later if you have some idea.
Mataji, I'm so glad you asked, because even I read the same thing and I was slightly confused. This was though not in this one. I don't know what I was reading, and it mentioned that same thing, so I was confused.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is about mentioning here Divya Saraswati. Even I had got a similar kind of questions. I think Gokulan and the Prabhuji was mentioning that Divya Saraswati is concept of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the spiritual world. Likewise, here in this picture, we have got many of these personalities in the spiritual world. That Saraswati here, we see here, the Saraswati here, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and they're all the concepts of the Lord Narayana in the spiritual world. When they come to the material world, The Saraswati may appear as the wife of Lord Brahma or daughter of Brahma, again, based on the context it is used. But in the spiritual world, there are all the concepts of Lord Narayana here, we see here. And also the Gayatri mantra is also there. Om Bhurbhuvaha Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Yo Yo Naha Prachodyat. So that is what my understanding as well. In the spiritual world, they're all the servants of the Lord. But whenever they come to the material world, and they will take particular function. Again, Saraswati, in the Brahma's creation, she may appear, and then she may also appear as the river, one of the rivers, sacred rivers. This is only we can see from the Brahma Samhita perspective and a scriptural point of view. And Prabhupada's purports. These purports are by Jiva Goswami and
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, yeah. And Jiva Goswami, yeah.
Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami. Yes. Saraswati Thakur. Yes.
Yeah, there also becomes Saraswati Thakur, yeah. That's a coincidence. Yes, Prabhu, yeah, as we try to understand and learn more, because we learning from Prabhupada's perspective and whatever he has given. But when like now you bring like a Brahma Bhaivarta Puran and other, like AI has got more knowledge, it gets like from the other Puranas, which so it brings, when you ask AI who is Brahma's wife, it'll give 4 options. So of course it's giving reference also from Rig Veda, this and that Puran. And so it clears a bit of the confusion at Prabhupada's time. I mean, how much, because there's so much, like 4 Vedas, so many, 18 Puranas, 108 Upanishads. So, and Vyasdev has created so much of given so much of spiritual text. So, but the main concept is clear, like reading this Brahma Samhita, that in spiritual world everybody is Narayana's. All the Shakti form, they are all Narayana's consort. And when they come to the material world, depending upon the pastimes they play, like for Manu it's Brahma and Shatarupa, like that. So, and whichever we have heard, and also then we can relate, like in one of the, in this only Brahma Samhita there was once like Brahma and Savitri. And then when they say like there is a yagya, there is always has to be like, Yajman and the wife, like the to make it complete. So then it's Brahma and Gayatri, I think, like that. So different pastimes or different things, maybe it's like too difficult to understand by that's why they say imperfect senses are like it's so much multi-dimensional. It's not even 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimension. It's like multi-dimensional things going on in different universes. And if with our impersonal senses we try to understand the Lord and his leelas, we'll just get bewildered. So few things at a time, that should be good enough. So I'm just telling it to myself, not to anybody. So yeah, that's realization. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. See the different pastimes when we read other Puranas, for example, Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it's most of the pastimes that happens in the spiritual world. Either it happens in the Goloka Vrindavan or in the Vaikuntha Loka, those pastimes. And some of the scriptures we would hear from this material world after Brahma's creation in this material world, those pastimes. And those pastimes in the Goloka Vrindavana, there we see the similar names, then that is where we may come across, get confused. Names are the same, but the places are different. Okay, so but as long as we understand spiritual world is completely free from time influence and 3 material modes of nature and Maya, like that, then we are safe. That is our meditation. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, if you're all happy, then for today we shall conclude our conversations and discussions. It is so beautiful to hear devotees entering into scripture and explaining different pastimes. That is the part we relish. This is Parasparanagatam, Parasparanukathanam, Pavanam Bhagavadyashaha, Mitotushtihi, Mitoratihi. So this is Mitopushtihi, Mitotushtihi, Mita Atmanaha. So this is giving Mita Atmanaha. Everything is the complete satisfaction and also at the same time freeing oneself from the material contamination. Nivrittihi Mita Atmanaha. Nivrittihi. Mitoratihi Mitotushtihi. Nivrittihi Mita Atmanaha. This is Parasparanukathanam. Describing past tense of Lord one to each other. परस्पर तद्गुणवादसीदो पीयूषनिर्यापित देह धर्मः. No more material pangs will touch. Of course, later on, they engage themselves in the duties material world. Okay, but that is a different, but it's very temporary. We simply tolerate. But this is our eternal pastimes of the Lord. Okay, if you are happy, we shall conclude and then continue with further japa.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, let's all say three loud Haribol to Prabhu.
Thank you.
Sanchita Mataji and Jai Mataji.
No,
No,
nothing. Prabhu, half of
Prabhuji.
they don't even consider me like half of the things. It's like a hodgepodge. I can't remember names. I can't remember this. Just few things in the parts of the brain, aging brain. So nothing, but you do it so systematically with proper reference and all. So we learn so much. So yeah, just answer.
All our Sangha Kitri.
Okay, for Sangha, yeah. For a Guru Sangha, we can do three loud Haribol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to say that there is Mahasangha happening tomorrow at the manor, but not only that, apparently there is a walk from Soho Temple to Bari Place tomorrow as well from 11:30 onwards. That's what I've heard, if anyone is interested. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the update. Okay, so we shall conclude now. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां नमो
Antakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Shila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Hare Krishna.